with the dhikr, as well as the Quran. So one of the things that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us, that Surat Al Baqarah, um, protects, reciting Surat Al Baqarah in the home protects the home, and that it expels the shaitan from your home. It you know prevents the Satan from entering your home and forces the shayateen, the Satans, the devils to exit your home. And one of the I've experienced actually this many a times, whereas had certain relatives from different sides of the family or certain people come, and when they come and stay in your home, you start to have like real bad feelings inside and real bad thoughts, and they won't go away. So one of the things I decided to do was go to the opposite end of the house and just play a video or a CD, I cannot remember which one, of Surat Al Baqarah being recited. And I put it on really low, like just above mute, so that no one would be able to hear it. And what ended up happening is this person could no longer stay in my house. They kept going out in the car and sitting out in the car. And eventually, after a couple days, they decided to leave. They couldn't stay there anymore. And so what I realized was that Bakr was forcing them out. So what I started to do was started to play this anytime someone would come, and what I had realized is either they would come and there would be peace in the house, or they wouldn't be able to stay. They'd have to get out within an hour or two. So, this was a real life experience of me witnessing that. Um,
The days where I completed it, I put a full tick, and the days where I paused at a specific timestamp in the video, I put the time notes down so I can complete it the next day. And I'm so glad I found this paper, because subhanallah, during that time period I was a final year university student, and I applied for a scholarship, and it's a very competitive scholarship. So I was thinking, oh, I'm not gonna, it's open to everyone, what are the chances that I'm going to get it? But obviously I kept the faith, and during that time period when I was reciting Surah Al Baqarah, every single day I said, oh Allah, please give me that full scholarship. And lo and behold, after literally a month later I had committed to this journey, Allah gave me that full scholarship, so I didn't have to pay any tuition fee whatsoever. And that, I can truly say, looking back right now, because I looked at the email when I was awarded that scholarship, it was a direct correlation of the constant dua and the reading Surah Al Baqarah. I'm so happy that I stayed consistent on that journey, because um, even after I remember asking, oh Allah, please, after I finish university, help me find a job. And it was 4 months after, so I was kind of like confused. But subhanallah, reading Surah Al Baqarah put everything together, and I remember finding a job and applying, writing my CV in 40-minute journey on a train. And during that 40 minutes I was more productive than in the entire 4 months. So in 40 minutes I remember writing a really good CV, writing a really good cover letter, and subhanAllah, it was an absolutely amazing CV. And the next day I ended up getting a call, and after a few stages I ended up getting the job. And that again was purely because of Surah Al Baqarah. So not only did it give me what I wanted, it gave me a job in my field after university. And during that time period when I was applying for a job, I didn't have a car. My car broke down, and it was ma salama, ma surura, in the scrap, completely finished, finito. And I remember thinking, how am I going to be applying for a job when I can't even get to the actual workplace? I need to be able to drive or commute, etc., etc. Then obviously your geographical pool will become a lot smaller if you don't have a means to get to your workplace. So you know, during that time period, I remember thinking, you know, Allah, please, I just need a car, any car, just help me find a means to be able to get a new car. And subhanallah, literally afterwards I ended up getting the car of my dreams. And I remember when I was 8 years old, I used to watch a show called The Transporter. It's a film, no, it's a film, and the actor would be driving a really cool, I'll show the clip of it, a really cool car. And I remember thinking when I was younger, 8 years old, I am going to be driving that, no matter what. Like, that specific car I want to drive. And subhanallah, Allah gave me that when I was asking for any car. And
this is from the Arabic group, Facebook. She said here she's been married for 23 years. She'll never have a children until she start to recite Surat Al Baqarah and do istighfar for 2 months. For 2 months she managed to get a baby. Allah gave her pregnancy and she got a baby. Also, she said lots of risk, sustainability, lots of, you know, source of incomes, doors opened for her. So basically, if you struggle to have a baby, or if you struggle to find a job or something, you can just recite Surah Al Baqarah and do a lot of istighfar. Also, I can add as-salatu ala nabi as well. Yeah, and this is our group.
So a girl in Egypt wanted to get married, and she was rich, she was good mannered, and she was religious. So basically the full package. So she decided that she wanted to get married, and a guy came to propose to her, and then she asked around about him. She was like, yeah, how is he? And everyone's like, yeah, he's a good person and he get money, but like his religion is you know, 50-50, you know, not that good. It's fine. And then she was like, okay, no, she refused him. She was like, I won't accept it, because she was religious, so obviously she wanted somebody at her level. And then the guy, he heard this. He was like, excuse me, you refuse me? You know, basically, paraphrasing. But, you know, like, it probably was like that. He was like, oh, you refuse me? And he wouldn't accept it, and, you know, obviously ego involved and all that. So he went to a magician and he was like, this girl, he wanted revenge. I want revenge on her. I want her to fall in love with me. And then the magician, he was like, okay, we only want this fee, this much money, not a lot for you, and then come back tomorrow and everything will be solved. And then he came the next time, or the next day. And then the magician told him, I couldn't, I'm sorry, but I will refer you. It's like when you go to the doctor and they refer, like, what's going on? And he was like, anyway, so the magician was like, I will refer you to somebody who taught me, you know, better than me, you know. And then the guy was like, okay, I go. And then he went to the other magician, and he was like, and he told him the same issue, like, I want her to follow me, I want to, you know, break her spirit, like, you know me, I'm like, she. Okay, I will continue. And then the second magician told him the same story, like, come back tomorrow, small fee, it will happen easy peasy. And then he came back the next day, and it was the same issue. The guy told him, I'm sorry, I couldn't, but I will refer you to somebody who's better than me. I will give you a referral, go to him. He taught me. And then he was like, okay. And then he went to the other magician that taught him and was, like, you know, higher level than him. And the same thing happened again and again, until actually he reached the, you know, what did he call him? The OG, the OG magician of that area, like the one who taught everyone in that area, you know, the big magician, basically, the Oz of that area. So he told them the same story, and I was like, oh, don't worry, come back tomorrow, it will get fixed, everything will be perfect. And then he came the next day, and then the guy told him, the magician, the big wizard, he told him, no, we can't do anything for her. I sent the biggest of shayateen, the marid. You know, the marid is like, you know how shayateen, they have different levels. You have these small ones, and then the biggest of them is the marid, the strongest of them. And he was like, we even sent married to her, and they couldn't do anything. Why? Because every day at night, so every night before she goes to bed, she reads Surat Al Baqarah. And that married would go and he would try to harm her, but he would burn. So the magician told him, like, this person you can't touch. And that's the first story. The third story is of a guy who actually, I think, either had magic or had issues in his family. So it was one or the other. So I think somebody told him or recommended to him that he read Surah Al Baqarah daily, and he decided to read it 3 times each day. So he took his book and then he went to the living room and he went and sat and he started to read it every day 3 times on one sitting. And then he would notice, like, in front of him on the wall there was a hole, and that hole would get bigger and bigger each day. So he decided, okay, what's this? What's wrong? Is it rats? What's wrong? He went to check, and there was a pouch inside, and it was obviously magic inside the pouch. For me, what amazed me about this whole story is actually that when he set the intentions, he went and, like, Allah guided him to the place where he would be able to see the magic perfectly. Like, he could have chosen to go sit in the bedroom, he could have gone to sit in the, dining room for some reason, and he could have actually chosen to sit in any other chair that maybe wouldn't allow him to see that wall specifically. But for me, that also taught me that when you even set the intention, before you even start, when you set the intentions, Allah guides you. So that was honestly one of, that actually story, I heard it years ago, and it stuck in my mind. It was wow, amazing.
I was once a day. Before 1 year, I was nothing. And when I say nothing, I meant it. Nothing. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, Surah Al Baqarah, أخذها بركة, تركها حسرة. The meaning is, when you're taking it, how? By listening, by reading, by keeping it, and do about it, and the meditation. When you read Surah Al Baqarah, when you stop on some ayah, for example, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. Think about it. The meaning of this ayah. When you ask God, God is near to you more than what you think. Just ask me. Okay. Believe me, you will feel the safe, the comfortable, the satisfied. This is, I hope, my experience about Surah Al Baqarah arrived to you. My recommendation, even though you are Muslim or not, think about why Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has chosen this surah to speak about it, to recommendation us to read it. This is Amjad Mahyub. I hope my point arrived to you. See ya.
أول مرة في حياتي بدي أقول لم أرى الخير في حياتي، والله ما شفت الخير في حياتي كله، ولا البركة في كل أموري، إلا إني رأيت وكلكم ما رأيت الخير إلا لما حفظته، وأبسط من حفظها والله ما رأيت. كنت أحيانا أستلقى على ظهري وأقرأ بسرعة فأخلصها على نفس واحد، كأني أخذت نفس وقرأتها. نصيحة: سورة البقرة ما تفرطوا فيها. الزمن اللي احنا عايشين فيه بحاجة انك تكون محصن، وكمان انتوا شايفين المعاصي تلفنا من كل اتجاه. ليه؟ تفتح يوتيوب.
I pray daily, I read Quran daily, but still I feel there is something I miss. I finish my school, I finish my college, I start working, I got what exactly I want, everything in my life, but still I feel there is something which is missing. I got exactly what I want in my life, which I asked from Allah. Everything He gave me, everything He blessed me, but every single moment I feel there is something which is empty in my heart. There is something which money cannot be filled. I got a successful work, everything, a good family, but still, every single moment I feel empty. Since 2016, when I decided that I will do memorizing Quran, I will try as much as I can. I will memorize the Quran, and I start the class. I saw the miracle of my life. My life has been changed completely. Today I will see the true miracle of my life. When I start reading Surah Baqarah, I cannot see my life from down to up completely change. Yes, before I have success, I have a good work, I have a big house, I have everything, but still I was feeling empty. But the time when I start memorizing Quran and I start reading Surah Baqarah every Friday, which I never used to do before. I always ask my family to read and blow on me. I always ask my mom to read for me, or my brother, or my friends, or my loved one to read for me and blow on me, or read on the water and give me, but I never used to read it. I'm very honest. This is the true story of my life. But when I started by myself every Friday, I've seen the life is changing. When I start Surah Baqarah, I start only on Fridays, every Fridays. I used to read without talking anyone. When I start first time in 2016, it took me 2 hours to read it, and it was very difficult. But slowly, after 3-4 weeks, I start reading in 1 hour, and then after 1 month, I start Monday and Friday. Then after 10 days, I start 3 days in a week. Then now, within in 3-4 months, I start reading daily Surah Baqarah without talking to anyone, 1 hour, completely pure with my heart. When I finish it, I see miracle in front of my eyes. I will keep sharing with my friends, my loved ones, or anyone I meet anywhere, either in a party or in a work. People used to ask me, what is a change in you? You are different. You are keep blessing. What's going on? I keep tell everyone, read Surah Baqarah and see the miracle in your life.